Okay, moving on. So now we're going to hit the Ontario Reign and LA Kings. So what we've noticed with these guys, and we didn't see it right away at the start of the year, me or my staff, and then all of a sudden the second time we played them, we noticed that they were doing the 1-3-1 through the neutral zone. So just talking about some pros and cons with that, conserves energy. One's not near as aggressive as the 1-1-3 that we just looked at. So he's kind of more in his spot and kind of holds. And the same thing with their second line of three guys in the middle. They're pretty consistent on where they are, and I'll show you with that. And then the one thing about that is it conserves the energy, but 1D is always back getting the puck. He's kind of got a head start getting back to break out those plays. And it's really tough to get inside the line. Again, tough to penetrate that blue line when those four guys are all kind of back in those spots. For me, I said the cons. I've never personally coached this yet, so so it's a little bit of a guess from what I've saw. I imagine it takes some time to set up, just getting your group doing it well and being efficient at it. There is a back off mentality. I mean, you saw it back with Tampa in playoffs. They had some success with it years ago when Guy Boucher was coaching them. But there is that, you are backing off. You can get a goal early. It'd be very effective, obviously. So, and I think it would take some time to instill, take some time to coach this. I think it's probably a lot of players aren't familiar with this. So that would be the one that would take some time, I guess, to make sure guys are set up with it. Okay, so we're looking at the white team here. So this is their one. You'll see there are three guys here starting to roll back into position. So they're giving up space. They're fine with that. They know, go ahead, take your time, do whatever you need to do. And here you can see one is here. One thing that is unique with Ontario, I'm not sure if LA does the same. We'll see it, I think, in the same. But their defenseman is back here. So that's their left defenseman. They have their second forward here, third forward, or vice versa here at the line. And they have the right defenseman who's the guy back. You don't even see him in the picture here. You can see as they're breaking out, they got two stretch players. And then there's their defenseman going back for the puck. So the great thing about it is you're getting to a puck, but you got a pretty nice space cushion here to be able to get back, make a play before the opposition even gets to you. Here's one again. You can see a little bit of time to set up, but they get rolling here. Their forward rolls right into the middle. D actually works himself back up in to have a good gap, and they're trying to be aggressive here. One is coming back in for support. Two shifting across. You can see this wide forward is coming back in the lane, and there you can see that defenseman's ready to go back for any pucks if anything's being chipped in there. So here again, you can see it like this. I'm just going to back this up. I want to put this in just because it's a change. And just watching Ontario come out just right off of the bench. They know the situation. They know who's going out. You can see we're on the opposite side now, so you know where the defenseman is. You know where the forwards are lining up. That defenseman gets over there. He's still holding the line. They turn it over here. And again, you can see these guys are pretty close supporting around that puck in the neutral zone to start breaking out pucks from there. Okay. Again, they're allowing space. They're not in a rush. Even with the other team bringing players back for speed, they're holding their ground. Really seeing the aggressiveness of the defenseman. You can see he's here. He's actually moving north, going into the guy at the red line, trying to create that turnover. So it's a good look for Ontario. Now we're jumping to LA. So a little bit better camera maybe here for us, but white team. You can see, just wanted to show you how we're setting it up. So a chip comes out in the neutral zone. So one is still pursuing here pretty hard as I was watching. And then if he doesn't like it, he just rolls himself back off. But this next layer, those are the guys I find that they're fairly passive. They get themselves off, being aggressive, being on top of the other team's opposition to not give them those controlled entries. And you can see, again, this player going back has a bit of a head start going for those pucks. Looking at the silver helmets, white jersey, so pursuing out. Very passive, very passive. You can see the other getting up, holding lines. Again, the three are here. This defenseman, sometimes he's ready even at the top of the circle where you're going back for that puck. So he'd work a lot with that goaltender, getting those plays and be able to make those breakouts from there. Okay, looking at the white jerseys here again. See a little bit of puck pursuit by one. And then starts to work his way back, a little bit more speed. But you can see there's a huge gap in between there, but they're fine with that. And again, very aggressive, trying to hold the line. Here you can see Washington is stretched, trying to get above those guys to make their plays, but still coming back. You can see the five guys in the screen have tracked back and done a really good job entering into the zone. Okay. So now you can see a lot of speed coming back from Anaheim here. trying to build their speed to the neutral zone. You can see the one pursuing, and again, just a real tough situation of getting pucks in. 3 guys versus 4 and 5 trying to get over the lines. It's really difficult sometimes when they're doing it well. Okay, this is the counter. So I think this is what the look that as we watched Anaheim's bringing a lot of players back, coming with a lot of speed. You can even see there's going to be a change here, but now they've got 5 players all filling lanes here, coming with a bunch of speed. And that's tough to defend no matter what it is you're doing. You can see even if it's a quick play, just as long as you're penetrating through here, then you've got support coming on you here with the speed. A little bit of a takedown that happens, but ends up being an opportunity off of it. And that's pretty, but not very often do you get a chance to sit back there and say, hey, you know what we're going to do is bring the 5 guys back and get after them as fast as we possibly can. And I kind of like this too. Another counter look is just Calgary has it, and they have it. They bring it back. They're pretty calm too. They don't bring necessarily the 5 players back with a ton of speed, but you can see the 1 is in the screen. And then as they pursue themselves up, they realize that they're going to try to hold the line. So what happens is if they stretch their forward, they're bringing this defenseman up. They have 1. They realize the line of 3 is going to be across here. So they've just have this winger stretch. So now if they bring this guy and if they're off the wall, now they can just have a little bounce play up to this guy, and hopefully he can enter in with a controlled entry. He's going to have to make a quick play though, because there's a lot of pursuit coming back from 1, and they're going to have to be attacking this line with a lot of speed coming in. But just one thing that I thought unique is they came up, just draw that player to them, and then ricochet it off the boards and get themselves in. They just stiff stick it in, but something that I thought that might